Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And a very big blow to SA Rugby after it has been confirmed that they will not be allowed to join the European Cup next season. So quite a big news and quite an important sort of moment within the decision by SA Rugby to actually have gone north and joined the Pro 16. So we're going to talk about that quite a lot. In fact, there is actually still a little bit of a way they can still be playing in the European competition. But please, before they do that, please do smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, all the latest updates and news right here on Forever Sports, and make sure you're part of the channel so that you're up to date. Now, the sort of breakthrough or the blow is that the European Professional Rugby Chief Executive Vincent Gallard, who sort of runs is head of the whole European professional sort of system and stuff like that in terms of these competitions, has announced that the SA sides will not play in the European Cup season next year. That is impossible. He did say that it was quite good news they are going to the Pro 16. He said there will be no South African clubs in the European Cup next season. That's for sure. Which is a very big blow. But what he did say, he says in the Challenge Cup, theoretically, it is possible. We are looking at the possibility, but it is quite unlikely. There are details to settle, especially at the Pro 16 level. So it's not a massive breakthrough. But what it means is that, we're not going to be able to sort of get there as soon as we thought we were going to do. So basically what they're saying is that the Challenge Cup sort of can be done by the Pro 16 and sort of where you finish and stuff like that. And so they're saying that they reckon that in theory it could be possible through the Pro 16 to actually have South African sides in the Challenge Cup, but not the European Cup. Now the European Cup's the big one that everybody wants to win. That's where you want to be having eventually sort of, your Harlequins, your once they're back, Saracens and all that sort of thing, racing, all this sort of some of the top teams playing against each other. So that's what we want to see. That's kind of was the big sort of incentive for going to Europe. Is you want to see like Bulls versus Saracens. You want to see Sharks versus racing and the likes and stuff like that. But that's not going to be next season. So it's a big blow, and a lot of people are saying that we should have never left Super Rugby, and this just shows that we're not welcome and stuff like that. But I think the problem is becoming more sort of logistically than sort of the idea of it. I still think that from the sounds of it, there will be a path created to have South African sides as part of the European Champions Cup. The problem is it's a European Champions Cup. So already, and they've signed deals and stuff like that until about 2030, I think, with the current format and stuff like that. So there's so much negotiation that need to happen. It's not just a simple, well, let's just add the two South African sides or whatever. So I mean, I would call it a speed bump. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's very frustrating that we're not going to be able to potentially be in the Champions Cup next season. But I think it probably might be in the long run be quite a good thing, because I think rather than sort of rushing these decisions, be able to sit down, sort of plot a course. The first things first, these South African sides need to get through a Pro 16 season. They need to go and play 7 matches in Europe, in Italy, in Ireland, in Scotland, in Wales. Go and play in these sort of places, in these environments. Start getting used to that. If they go into the Challenge Cup, perfectly. If they're not, it sounds like there'll probably be sort of progress made to get the sides into the following season. So it's not ideal. And I haven't really missed being part of Super Rugby. I'm quite enjoying not having to wake up at 6 in the morning to watch my side. I think it's going to be definitely the case towards the end of the year. We're going to have festive season rugby, which is going to be quite cool. And I also think that it would allow for a very good Currie Cup season, because I think if we get the sort of scheduling right, we can sort of have a nice sort of Currie Cup during sort of the period now, where we can have all the Springboks involved, apart from the sort of mid-year test window, but that's sort of 3 weeks. So we can have a very competitive Currie Cup, and hopefully it sort of lends itself to some decent scheduling, where we can have Currie Cup in between the Pro 16 and the European seasons, which means it will never overlap World Cups, for example. It would probably overlap the championship, but I mean we can also sort of try and work around it. It all depends on what the scheduling is and when these sort of seasons will finish and end and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, I thought that the current SA Rugby sort of system with Super Rugby, with Currie Cup, was a little bit dead in the water. There wasn't a lot of excitement. We were kind of going through the motions, really. Whereas now, I think it's a little bit different. I think it's going to be sort of rejuvenate things a little bit. So hopefully it will be a positive thing. I still maintain it is the right decision to go to Europe. The financial injection we're going to get, watching all the rugby in the same time zone, being able to watch teams we've never seen before. We even see more Australian and New Zealand players going across to Europe. That's where the money is. So whilst we won't be able to play in the Champions Cup, we're still going to be able to play against sides who will then be able to play the Champions Cup. You'll be able to turn on, racing versus Munster, and you would have watched this Munster team a couple of times, and you'll know these players and you'll be somewhat more sort of invested. So I think it is a much better decision overall. It's very quick to say we should never have left Super Rugby, but I don't think we were benefiting as much from Super Rugby as we are going to benefit from going north. So I personally don't still believe it's the right decision. But let me know what you think. It is a setback. I think it's probably an inevitable setback. And I think that if we didn't have COVID and we didn't and things weren't so sort of unsure and stuff like that, then maybe we might have been able to make a sort of more progress. But given the uncertainty of things at the moment, this is just the environment we live in. You know, we don't know what's going to be happening. I think, to be honest, having a year now until next sort of season of just sort of taking things step by step is frustrating now. But I think in 5 years' time, we'll probably be quite grateful for it. Let's get this sort of Rainbow Cup SA done, get through the Lion Series, and then we all focus on Pro 16. Let's have a really good Pro 16, and then, you know, let's sort of work on what's going to happen with the Currie Cup. And let's sort of start sort of piecing together the different segments of SA Rugby so that it all can align and gel very nicely in a way that allows our 4 top sides to perform really well, that allows the Cheetahs and the EP Kings to, you know, get back to their full strength, that allows the Griquas and the Pumas to have good rugby, that allows Varsity Cup to sort of make a point. You know, we want to try and sort of balance things a lot so that we don't always just have rugby and nothing. It'll be quite nice if you've got sort of quite a progressive sort of calendar. And hopefully that's what's being discussed and what's being readied at the moment. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. As I said, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are going to be having a 5 things learned from the Rainbow Cup SA, so that'll be coming out later as well. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And then we build up towards the weekend of rugby. Stormers team announcement is tomorrow. Hopefully we'll try and get the press conference up there later tomorrow as well. So make sure you are subscribed so you can see that sort of content. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen, and I'll chat to you soon.